everybody? Welcome back to the Wrestling Junkies podcast. I'm Mr. Cincinnati, and as always, I am joined by the podcast dad himself. Troops, what's going on, man? How are you?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Wonderful. It's Monday. Monday's gonna Monday, but we here in a good mood.
Oh, I'm in a great mood. My Eagles are 7-2 and in first place. I haven't seen you since Thursday.
No.
How you doing?
No. Seen better days, Chris. Seen better days. Okay, I was doing really, really well until about 11 o'clock that night. I officiated a wedding this weekend, so Thursday we had the rehearsal. Everything's great, hunky dory. Enjoying the game, enjoying some good food and drinks, and then the ending not so much. So I throttled a bit of El Jimador. It's But congratulations to my friends Mike and Katie on their recent marriage. Enjoy Mexico. Love you both. As always, and thank you guys for joining us tonight. Make sure you're following us at Junkies Pod on X for all things Wrestling Junkies Podcast. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram. More importantly, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We cannot stress this enough. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers. We need your help to get there. We are at 368 now. And our goal is to get to 400 by the end of the month. So tell one person, just one person. Pretty simple. I mean, come on. How often? I mean, I share TikToks and shit with Max all the time, and that always leads to follows for people. So send a link, share, subscribe. Just support the Wrestling Junkies podcast. And while you're at it, support our friends at the Main Event Wrestling Network at mainevent_net for all things pro wrestling, all things positive pro wrestling. If you want great podcasts, live blogs, fan art, memes, you name it, we have it. Incredible group of people that we work with. And speaking of the Main Event Network, Mr. OTM is in the house. You can always check out the On the Mark podcast Thursday nights, 8/7 Central on YouTube, X, Facebook, wherever you get your content. And also, we heard you talking about the fucking Eagles.
Oh, how fun was that, Mr. King Chris? Beating up on the Cowboys it's like 2 wins in 1. It's great.
That was just sad. That was just sad.
That was the best game I've seen all year.
Yeah, because it was an easy win for you guys.
Thursday, rested the starters before the big Thursday night game against the Commies. I feel pretty good. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. There he is. There he is.
Okay. And then also, how about the Junkies guests getting ID'd? Yes, congratulations to Sean Legacy and Sam Holloway, 2 former guests of our show that have been selected to WWE's ID program. You can check out our interviews with them on our archives. Cannot wait to see what they do next. Also, the likes of Zeta Steel and Marcus Mathers also making the cut. This is, there's some mixed thoughts about this program, but I think that there's a lot of good that can come from it. And what do you say, Choose? I'm going to have to do a deep dive on this as we get a little bit more information about how it's going to look.
I would hesitate on it a little bit. I just want to see how this program plays out first.
Sure.
They have a couple names. Talking about like Timothy Thatcher that may be involved. Let's see what this goes. Let's see where this goes. I think it could be really good.
Yeah. Also, I can't help but notice your shirt there, Chris. Where'd you get it?
I think this is my wife's shirt actually, but this is at the Wrestling Junkies Superstore or whatever the hell we're calling it. You can get this shirt.
I like that name. Yeah.
You can get this mug. You can't get a hat yet, but you can get a beanie if you're cold. You can get a hoodie. The hoodies are insanely comfortable. Mine is in the wash as we speak because I wore it this weekend.
Mine's in the dryer as we speak. Look at us.
Yeah. Did you wear it this weekend?
No, I just was doing laundry.
Yeah. Man, laundry of a single man. It must be great.
It does. But you know what? It does kind of suck sometimes washing all of the wrestling t-shirts, but that's not going to stop me from buying them because our friends at Gorilla Press Apparel have done a bunch of new merch that is out. GorillaPressApparel.BigCartel.com. Make sure that you're using promo code WJP2024 for 25% off site-wide. And tomorrow, the very first edition of Trivia Tuesday will be dropping on our social media channels. Make your guess and enter, and you can possibly win a $20 gift card to Gorilla Press Apparel. It's going to take care of virtually the cost of a t-shirt. Again, great new items that have just dropped, and there are new designs on the way. Shout out to Will for always just being so fucking awesome to us. So yeah, no, check out all of our social media channels. The rules are pinned to our X page, and yeah, let's see what you got. First question is courtesy of Willie Gorilla Press, and I think it's a damn good one. So yeah, can't wait to share that with everybody.
Yeah, get ready, because these are not easy questions. You're gonna have to be a wrestling junkie to get these questions.
Yes, absolutely. I think that you guys have heard me do enough talking, but actually, before I do turn it over and introduce our guest, want to give a shout out. This past weekend, SWA's 19th anniversary, they had their inaugural Queen of the Summit Championship match, and congratulations to Harleen Lopez, who pulled out the win. Let's fucking go. Could not be happier for her. You can also check out our interview with her in our archives as well. And now we're going to turn things over with our guest. We have an individual who's been on our show before. He is a powerhouse that has made waves across the Indies and now on a global stage. Mr. Grimm is a guy known for his devastating combination of strength and speed. Quite frankly, makes Hakeem look like a punk. He's here to talk about his recent debut in the NWA and competing for the World Television Championship, as well as his plans for 2025. He's no stranger to our show, and we're honored to have him back again. So let's welcome Mr. Grimm. He is in the car, so there may not be any video tonight, but you guys can hear him well. Grimm, how are you, man?
Hey, what's up? How are you?
Doing well. Thanks for coming back.
Fantastic.
Man, I'm good.
Oh, sorry. No, sorry about that. I think we got a little bit of delay there. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm saying I'm good, man. I'm just heading to my bowling league. Trying to knock out some pins tonight.
What's your average score?
So right now, well, in the summer league, I averaged a 191. So since I'm starting to do tournament, I'm about to start doing tournaments. I don't want my average that high. So I joined the Sport Shot League, which I do on Thursdays. That's to help me to get ready for, these tournaments. But I'm in like a house shot league right now, and I'm just pretty much using this as practice. I'm not really trying to have my average up there because I literally just started bowling, and like my first league, I averaged a 191. And my coaches were telling me like, yeah, you need to bring that down just a little bit, because I mean, I feel it's good that I did it for, my first time bowling in the league, having a 191. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't want my average to be that high. And I'm not sandbagging, but what I'm doing, I'm using this league that I'm in right now as like practice. I'm, practicing like two-handed. I'm practicing backup ball, and I'm practicing one hand. So, it's a lot of different things that I'm doing, just to be versatile, kind of like my wrestling style.
Let's say, pro in the ring. What we got? We got the pro on the pins. Man, this guy's talented.
I'm telling you, Grimm still probably has one of the most impressive 450 splashes for a big man that I've ever fucking seen. And man, it's been since the last time you've been on the show. You've been pretty busy. You made your debut at the NWA. You competed for the World Television Championship. I believe it was last week's episode of NWA Power. Let's break it down. It's been almost a week later. How you feeling?
I mean, I feel good. It's crazy how everything is, transpiring, because I've been so close to so many opportunities, to so many companies, and things have always happened.
Yeah.
And, just kind of slipped away from me. But with this one, it was the absolute opposite, because I didn't have this opportunity. It wasn't for me. Somebody else had it, and they didn't seem very enthusiastic about the position that they were in or that they were offering. So somebody showed Billy Corgan my stuff, and he wanted to bring me in, and that's actually where I made my debut at the 2300 Arena for NWA 76. So I mean, it's just crazy, because I did that, didn't know anything was going to come from it. I'm just chilling. So then they hit me up a couple of weeks later. They offer me, a spot for 2 days in Tampa for their power taping. The first match that I had down there is the one that you saw last week. The next one will air soon, but I went down there, did my thing, and now I got hit up again, like randomly for a show in Alabama. So, things are really going good. Um, I'm excited, for what's in store, to be honest.
Hell yeah.
What was the experience like wrestling for NWA and like comparing it to other promotions you've been a part of?
So I would say, just being in their locker room, like the locker room was amazing. Like one of the best locker rooms that I've been in. It's like everybody's so friendly. A lot of people there knew who I was, and I was like, how do y'all know who I am? Like, because
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I think I downplay a little bit of how, popular I am. Like, because I mean, if people ask me, be like, man, hey, how do you feel about your career? I'm like, grim ain't shit, man. Like, I ain't nobody. But I got there and a lot of people knew who I was, and it was just a good feeling because I've done extra work for WWE, and it was like, I'm in the back, like in the back, and it just feels like you're walking on eggshells. When I was in the back at AEW, I mean, I enjoyed it. Everything was like everybody was down to earth, but it's just at NWA, everything just feels so much more intimate.
Yeah. Makes
And
sense. Makes sense. I mean, it's always great to get those takes on different environments, especially, I would imagine it has a lot more, depending also on size of the roster and kind of how many moving parts go into, a production and, certainly, taking that into consideration as well. Another match that I saw that really excited me was the fact that you got to take on one of our friends, Show D, for the Pan African World Discord Championship at Fight Club Pro Wrestling. Man, that title has probably one of the most badass lineages on the indies right now when you think of the likes of Show D, Trish Adora that have held that title, TJ Sykes as well. So tell us about your experience of what it means to you to have competed for that championship, one that is it's for the culture and it's just got just a really, really amazing grassroots groundswell around it right now.
hold on, let me rewind real quick. Did you say TJ Sykes held that title?
I believe that he did. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken,
There's
I'm
only
pretty
two
sure he did.
people that held the title. It was
Okay.
Trish Adora and then Suge.
Okay, got it. All right. There we go. Now I'll add that to our Trivia Tuesday questions there in the next couple of weeks. But yeah, no, tell us about it. What do you tell us about your feelings about competing for that championship because of the people that have held it.
So I'm gonna be completely candid about the situation. Leading up to the finals or to the tournament for that title, like I was in it. Like me and Sean Carlson, we were like literally the the glue that pretty much held everything together, leading up to Trish winning.
Mm-hmm.
And how I personally feel, like I'm very happy for Trish when she won it because I had a chance to be a part of that match. But at the same time, I kind of felt like overlooked, to be honest, because after that match, after she won, like nobody mentioned Mr. Grimm. Everybody mentioned Darius Lockhart, Trish Adora, Darius Lockhart,
Yeah,
Trish Adora. So it's like, to be a major part of the reason that that match was so successful and to not even really get credit for it, it was kind of like a slap in the face, but I look at it as business. It is what it is. But on top of that, I was supposed to have a title shot way before the time that I did. So it took way longer than it should have. But
sure.
went out there with Suge and we went out there and killed it. Like, I respect Suge. I've looked up to Suge for a while. I respect the hell out of him. He's one of the people who I could come and talk to and get advice from. He's always had like my best interest and try to coach and help me get better. So to be in a person, I mean, be in a ring with a person, that's so respected in this business and that actually is rooting for you to win, it really meant a lot to me.
Yeah. So your combination of power and agility, how are you balancing that in the ring? Like, when do you know, all right, I got to go be the powerhouse, or when do you know, all right, I got to use my agility? Like, when is how do you find that balance in between, and how do you meld it together?
I mean, to be honest, it just depends on the match, depends on the opponent, and depends on the crowd. Because and I would also say placement of my match,
Mhm.
because one thing that I try to do is, I try to go out there and steal the show every single time. Like, I try to make sure that I put on a match that nobody else can put on. So like my stuff stands out. So when it comes to, me using my power or agility, like definitely when I'm in there with smaller guys, I'm going to use more power than agility. And then when I'm in there with bigger guys, I can use agility and power, because it's like a lot of people aren't used to seeing a guy my size do what I do. So
Yeah.
like when I pull out some of the stuff that I do, and I mean, the stuff that you've seen is only a fraction of what I really can do. So it's like I make sure, I give y'all a little bit. So when I pull out something even bigger, y'all are like, yo, what else can he do?
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
it just depends. Like I said, it depends on the match. It depends on the person. It depends on what I want to get over, how I want to, like, leading up to the finish, how, like, just everything, man. It's, it's a science to it, man. It's a science.
Yeah, yeah, and at this point, we're looking at depending on the opponent, depending on the match. 2025 is around the corner, and not sure if we're going to get a chance to talk to you before the year is out again. So tell us a little bit about your goals. Are there any promotions that you have your eyes set on? Do you have any particular opponents that you want to kind of speak out into existence? And what's 2025 looking like for you as you look at it right now?
Honestly, I'm really loving what, NWA is doing. Like, just the spotlight that they're giving me, the recognition, everything. Like, so my focus, right now is, just trying to get with them, trying to make sure I'm doing what I can, so I can be a permanent part of their roster, because, I'm not even signed, and it's like they put out a commercial for the show in Alabama, and like I'm in it. So, that I think that says a lot about what they think of me.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
I mean, I'm gonna just keep on pushing for, 2025 with them. I'm gonna work on my, my physical look. I'm gonna make sure things are, I'm good mentally, make sure my family's good, because these are a lot of things that can play a part in you being, not as successful as you want to be in this business, because everybody just thinks that it's, training for wrestling and, having good matches. But what about behind the scene? Like, how many times have, you seen wrestlers like going through something mentally and then, committing suicide? It, like, we deal with a lot of stress. We deal with a lot of stuff. So I just want to make sure that, first my family's good, and then me, that I'm good, because without my family being good, or without me, being good, it probably won't be a 2025.
Yeah,
Sure,
well said.
sure. Yeah, no, I like it, man. Grim, it's always great to catch up with you. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We know you've got NWA coming up next month in Huntsville, but where can everybody find you on social media? What other events? Where can people check you out?
On social media, like I'll put it like this: if you go to any search bar, either put in the Hitman for Hire, Mr. Grimm, or Mr. Grimm Wrestler, all of my stuff will pop up. My YouTube will pop up, my, Twitter, well, X, Facebook, all of that, will pop up. So I try to make it marketable so it's easy for people to find. But yeah, I mean, just the Hitman Fire Mr. Grimm or Mr. Grimm Wrestler.
All
Awesome.
right, great. Well,
Well,
Grim, thank you so much again. We know you got some bowling to do. Best of luck tonight, all right?
Appreciate that. And y'all said, hold on, are y'all Eagle fans?
I am.
Now that jackass is.
Yeah, I'm an Eagles fan too. So
Oh,
we got that in common. So look, the fact that yep, exactly. Yep. I got mine too in my trunk
see.
with my AJ Brown jersey.
Oh man, see, I got Cunningham right here, but yeah. We're right there. We're right there. See, Mr. Cincinnati, come join the bandwagon. Leave the Bengals behind. Come join the winning team.
Yeah, might as
Pass.
well. Because I
Pass.
mean,
Nope.
y'all season is pretty much over this year, to be honest. Like
Yeah,
just to
pretty
keep it
much.
a buck.
It's gonna take a fucking miracle, that's for sure. Cardiac cast for a
Force.
reason. So I'm gonna continue to hold out hope, and we'll see what the fuck happens. I don't know. But Grim, thank you again, man. It's always good to see you. And yeah, no, best of luck the rest of the year. And we'll catch up with you soon, all right?
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, take care. Best. Thank you again to Mr. Grimm for joining us, and thank you to everybody joining us tonight. As always, make sure that you are following us at Junkies Pod for all things Wrestling Junkies podcast. Like, share, subscribe. Troops, what's that magic number?
1, 1, 1, 1. Like the Eagles in
Just
first
one.
place. Just one.
Just one. Also, Alex Kane will be making his debut at Coastal Empire Wrestling November 30th. I can confirm he will be taking on Pat Roach. Donald Jakes is not super happy about that, and I just this makes me smile. This makes me smile. No, this is gonna be good. We also got Randall Reno III, Chad Skywalker, and Chip Schuyler gets punished by Daddy. I don't know what it means, but
you are excited. We get it.
Curious more so than excited. All right.
All right. And I think there's like Hakeem, I think there's like a $500 bounty on your head to get suplexed by Alex Kane. So, as the good doctor would say, watch your back.
Yeah, and also shout out to the good doctor. He will be leaving for Germany. 13 days over at WXW.
Safe
Give him
travels.
hail. Yeah, it's gonna be good. He's got a bunch of Wrestling Junkie stickers with him as well. So anybody in Germany that watches this show, I don't know how to say hi in German, but I guess I should figure that out. He got a whole promo in German. That was really good. If you didn't see that on X today.
I think what does Gutentag mean?
I think that's good afternoon. Guten Morgen, I think is good morning.
Okay.
I think, yeah.
Oh, we don't know German.
Also, Action Wrestling with Arms Wide Open, Lion Creek, Bus Barn, Adam Priest, and Manders. These guys have been going at it all year long. Shit's about to hit the fan. But I think it's time for us to transition to a little bit of WWE as we're getting our interview started with Mr. Grimm. We had a couple of questions pop up here. What WWE brought back the match for Survivor Series, Raw versus SmackDown versus NXT, essentially the brand warfare, and he says that it does not feel the same. First off, Orlando, thank you for the comments. Greatly appreciate it. Hope you're still watching out there. But yeah, I mean, it's probably, I think this is what the third year that they've done WarGames at this point, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and I think the brand warfare thing kind of got old, right? It ran its course. So this is a good change for Survivor Series to make it that kind of WarGames PLE. Will the brand warfare come back? I mean, potentially. Wrestling tends to cycle through a lot of things.
Yeah.
But I like the WarGames being that Survivor Series theme as to kind of freshen it up because Survivor Series as a Big Four was easily 4, and now it's very exciting because we get WarGames, and it's something we thought we'd never see in the WWE. NXT did it, but we never thought we'd get it on the main roster, and now it's here. I really like what they're doing right now.
Yeah, I agree. That's not to say that the brand warfare didn't have its place, especially when we look at Survivor Series 2001. I mean, that's essentially what it was brand warfare to end that dog shit alliance angle. And then you've got the bloated rosters that you need to split up, and it's easy to kind of do some of that head to head. I think the biggest problem, at least for me anyway, was there were no stakes to it. I think there may have been once or twice where winning team would be GM of their show for a night or something like that, but generally you're doing kind of the strange bedfellows tag teams just to get everybody on the roster and say that you're doing a 5-on-5, or sometimes in the case of a tag team brand warfare match 10v10. And then it's a lot. It is a lot, and it felt just very lazily booked at times, especially towards the end of the previous regime. But here's what the Kings got to say: can make brand war games work, but the storylines are so good nowadays that brand warfare would water the storytelling down. I agree. Here we are.
It's not there. It's not like it was. Like when the SmackDown 6 was going at it, it kind of made sense because SmackDown and Raw were going against each other. Like that was the whole point of that when they first did the brand split. And like you said, it just got watered down like crazy because it was lazy booking. It was take your 5 top stars on one show that aren't involved in the world title and take the other 5 stars and let's see what we can do.
Yeah, and I mean, this is a great place to start. SmackDown is in the books. The OG Bloodline has reunited. WarGames is official. We've only been calling this since January or February. So it's nice to finally have it confirmed. Okay, I've been calling it.
I was gonna say thank you for giving me that can't think of the word I'm trying to say, but thank you. I did not call this. You called this, and I will give you your flowers. Also, as I see the scroll where it says our first trivia Tuesday is coming up. Test your wrestling knowledge. For chance of a $20 promo code to Gorilla Press. Hold on. Come on. There's an emoji at the end, right? Yeah, there it is.
Mm-hmm.
The trophy and a gorilla. I know it's for Gorilla Press, but tell me you're from Cincinnati without telling me you're from Cincinnati. Why is Harambe on our show? It caught my eye. It caught my eye.
Because Harambe's forever in our hearts, okay? That's why. But SmackDown in the books. OG Bloodline has reunited. Solo wanted us to believe that he had recruited Sami Zayn. He definitely didn't. I mean, okay.
Just roll through it.
I'll give him the space. Yeah. It's okay. Cannot stress enough how important Sami Zayn is to this overall Bloodline story, even when he's not involved in it. He is that X factor because he can give you comedic, he can give you serious, he can give you conflict. It's just a stroke of genius. Whoever's idea it was to put him in the original Bloodline all those years ago, like it just works. And this is no different. There had to be that miscommunication in Survivor Series. Solo had to win a crown jewel, or miscommunication in crown jewel, excuse me, because that segment was what we needed. We needed some reason to get all of them together to try to take him out. And when they initially said it's going to be the 5 of us, I'm thinking, well, I know there's Hikuleo and Lance Anoa'i, rumored to be headed to WWE. But it would seem a little early to bring them in, and for their first match to be WarGames is just that seems that'd be a little bit intimidating, I think.
Yeah, no, 4v4 is the way they need to go. I think we're waiting on the wise man. I think that's what we're waiting on. Yeah. Sami Zayn being put back in was the only way it could happen. Like it's the only way it could happen. It's the only way it made sense. I'm excited for it. I'm ready for it. I'm ready. As much as I've been enjoying the storyline so far, I'm just ready for the match.
Yeah.
And as we get closer and closer, I don't know who's going to win. Because while I could see the original Bloodline winning, I think they're teaming up for this time only.
Yeah.
And do we see The Rock come back and help? Like, what? Or are we going to see them win and all go their separate ways for one final time? I don't know. And I think that's really going to be telling with this match is this Solo's big win? Because I don't see the OG Bloodline getting back together. Or is the Bloodline done after this? Like, is this the end of the Bloodline factions, right? Because after this match, say the OG Bloodline wins, you could see the Gorilla's Destiny go do something. You could see Jacob Fatu turn on Solo. And that's, Jay's going to go do his singles run. Sammy's not going to stay. Does Jimmy go with Solo? What happened? I don't know. And I'm excited to see what happens.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing is because realistically, let's say, New Bloodline gets a win here, or, I don't know what I was trying to say there. But let's say Solo gets the win there. Roman's still going to chase for the Ulafala. I made sure to look it up this time, so I knew how to say it. Rock is still very much a factor. He showed up at Bad Blood, didn't say a word. So, that could literally mean anything. And especially with the way that they want their camera work to mean more when it comes to the presentation of a story. Realistically, if Solo does win here, then we have Saturday night's main event, but that'll be, more of a televised house show, so there might not be a whole lot of story development there. But as next thing we know, it's going to be January, time to gear up for the Rumble again. I would be willing to bet that just at first glance right now, I think it's safe to say that all 8 members of the Bloodline are pretty good locks to be in the Rumble, I would say.
Maybe not the Girls' Destiny.
Okay.
Those are the only ones that I could see. Maybe not. Maybe not Jimmy. I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe.
No, that's fair. Yeah.
I mean, that's 8. That's 8 spots. Like, that's almost a third of the Rumble being Bloodline. If you count The Rock, there's 9. Right? There's 9 spots dedicated to the Bloodline, and they have a very deep roster. I mean, that's most of the SmackDown roster too. So what do you?
Sure.
I don't know. That seems like a lot. That's just me.
Okay. No, that's fair. I'm just saying, as far as the storyline standpoint, if they don't end it with Roman taking the Ulafala here, they'll find a way to get this to Vegas so that the story ends, or at least this arc ends within the larger saga.
Yeah, and part of me thinks Roman is that free agent still. So
true.
Does this end and he goes to Raw because they're going to Netflix and they need a big star, and not that Gunther's not a big star, but like putting Roman on Raw would kind of appease the Netflix bosses, I think. They go, okay, you got your big star on Raw now.
Yeah, and that's a lot of the, what we're going to have to think about now is because now Netflix and USA, those execs are going to say, at least want to say, hey, here's what we'd like to see on these shows. And, both shows, both networks are important, but this is Netflix. I mean, this is a, the first time that one of their shows, a regular episodic TV show, is transitioning from cable. And I hope to God that it means the end of the fucking talk about ratings by people that they don't apply to.
No, you're always going to talk about ratings because you're still going to have NXT on the CW. So
I don't get it. And I don't know, maybe somebody out there watching can.
It's not our show. It's not our show. Don't rant. It's not our show. We don't talk about ratings because I don't care about ratings. I don't even want to get it. I love you. Don't want to even talk about it. Don't even want to get into the discussion about ratings because I don't give a shit.
That's fair. Okay. This I do want to discuss with you, and I want to get your thoughts on this. We're going to talk the tag team division here. Not necessarily just SmackDown, but we'll include Monday Night Raw here. And here's why. As I was watching the replay of SmackDown this morning, you can't help but feel that there are a lot of teams, regardless of, there's especially on there's women's side, yes, between Jade and Bianca, we've seen some miscommunication there as of late. Out of nowhere, we're seeing Tommaso Ciampa just overall very, very frustrated about not getting his tag team title match. He's upset about the fact that Johnny is friends with the Machine Guns. We're starting to see some frustration with the Street Profits. They've gotten their rematch for next week for the tag team titles. And, Montez Ford, I think this is some work shoot aspects in interviews as of late where he's voiced that frustration. Does this feel by design to you? It's a thought that I had of like there's a lot of teams where you're starting to feel like some things are going on where things aren't necessarily copacetic, and I can't recall a time where we've had that many tag teams that either have a chip on their shoulder or are fighting with each other or have had some bad luck as of late, and it's just something I wanted to kick around a little bit.
I mean, it gives them a sense of urgency. I don't hate it. I mean, you got these outsiders coming in, get a couple wins, and then they win the tag titles. And you got the teams that have been here, that have been established, that feel like they've been crossed over or passed over or whatever. And no, I'm okay with it because it creates a sense of urgency of going, these titles are important. Because
Yeah.
look at the teams now; they're frustrated. They want these titles. They want to win these titles.
A-Town Down Under too. You know, they've definitely lost a lot of steam since they lost their tag team titles, and that's led to some miscommunications. And Austin Theory taking all of the pins that in their tag team matches. But yeah, no, I mean it's an interesting way to go as far as a rebuild of the brand division. And like I think the word that you used that I think works is the sense of urgency. I'm hoping this is not leading to a DIY split yet, just because I don't think we need that just yet.
No, Johnny's turning heel. John, they're going to be heel.
Okay,
that's what I think. I think the break that you're going to get is the Profits.
Yeah,
because my God, it is time to have Montez Ford break out. He's too good.
I don't know. There's one more break that could happen as soon as tonight.
Well, that's going to happen. Yes.
I'm not emotionally ready for that.
We'll talk about that in a second.
Okay.
Who's your first Women's United States champion?
Man. There's three names that immediately come to mind. Chelsea, Naomi, and Michin.
Wow. Okay.
They have all three. I mean, you know, Chelsea Green. We put Chelsea Green over on this show 2 weeks ago, and then she put us over for putting her over on social media. So it's hard not to enjoy the work that she's doing right now. You know, like you said a few weeks ago, whatever they give her, she takes it and she runs with it. You know, and this is one of those things where, you know, given the landscape of the women's divisions right now and the names, you know, again, all the names that are not only missing, that are still yet to return, but not really feeling like there are a whole lot of credible challenges just yet for those world championships. Some of those people in that battle royal that we saw last week to crown the new number one contender, I would absolutely buy as having opportunities at the mid-card title. Imagine Shayna Baszler with the Women's United States Championship if they took us back to 2020, where she's just murking people in the Elimination Chamber and clearing the field. Like, give us that Queen of Spades back, somebody I can buy in the mid-card. Lyra Valkyria having a mid-card run on her way to a world title opportunity, absolutely. Same with Piper Niven. This is another chance to create those, you know, to help create those world title stars. And especially because, you know, again, this is the second time that Rhea Ripley has been injured as part of this larger storyline that they're kind of now having to figure out how to adjust on the fly. Here you go. Here you have some of these Women's United States Championship matches main event these shows or take those places where those women's title matches would be as far as the world titles. This is only going to benefit everybody. I would hope that it's a full tournament and not just a battle royal, just because I'm sick to fucking death of battle royals. So that's what I'm hoping for. But those are the three. I mean, Naomi, since she has come back, I mean, she's also been an asset to the women's division, but hasn't really gotten back to that form that she was at before she left, or even that peak 2017 run to Orlando where she had her world title. This can get her back in the conversation here. And that's again, I think that's the most important thing about this title. Seems like we will probably just get this one and it'll move between the brands, which I'm okay with for now. If they decide they want to incorporate Women's Intercontinental Championship, I'd be fine with that. Just not right now. I think we would have to see more names come back from injury. You know, maybe even seeing a Roxanne Perez or a Cora Jade also come up as well to give people, you know, some opponents to play off of. But only good things can come from having a Women's United States Championship, and this will help to create those names and give some additional credibility to people that will eventually be world champion. I mean, hell, they can make Natty the gatekeeper of this mid card. Don't fucking do that. Don't fucking
do names.
Okay.
There's two names that immediately popped in my head when I saw this title. Because it's going to be another, I think, groundbreaking moment for the women's division. Bayley, Charlotte.
I know. Everybody and their mom's gonna say those two. I know.
But how better to establish a mid-card champion to have one of the four horsewomen be the inaugural champion, and then the person that beats them, it'll feel like they just won a world champion, and boom, you have credibility for that title.
I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree with you. I don't. And yes, the logic makes sense. Like I'm not saying that it doesn't. It's just you ask me who, those are the names that immediately came to mind. Those are who I want to see win the title.
And I'm not saying that they can't. I'm just saying the first, I think you need to make a splash. Have them have these matches with these mid-card talents, and then when somebody beats them, it will feel like a big deal, a la Gunther.
Fair. Okay.
That's just me. One more thing I wanted to talk about. What was it? What was it? How do we feel about the pile driver spot?
I like it because there's some realism to it that the move is banned. You don't see it anymore. No, this was a nice touch. It was well executed. I have no problem with it whatsoever.
I think if I was WWE only, I would have freaked out a little bit more. I think I'm a little desensitized because, when you have stuff happening on in the other company, like Moxley wrapping somebody's head in a paper bag or a plastic bag.
I was going to say that was not paper.
Randy Orton taking a very safe pile driver that doesn't just come across as well. I get what they're trying to do, and I appreciate what they're trying to do. I just think we're in a world where we've seen a lot now, and it didn't have the same effect as I think they were hoping for.
Okay. If you're not doing the pile driver, what would you have done that has the same result of sending him to the hospital?
Oh, maybe put the chair around his neck, stomp, or something like that. Something that pop-up powerbomb on the apron. I mean, if you're going to go after his back.
There's one thing that I would have done.
Okay.
The punt.
Ooh. See that? Yeah. See, that would have been effective too.
Yeah. It's got the history with it of Randy's usage of it. Turnabout's fair play. Karma's a bitch. All those, all those tropes. Yeah. But yeah, no, I think. Overall, it was fine. I don't.
It's fine.
Yeah. No, it was fine. We know that this will be the blow off. The larger story that was just kind of an extra detail to it was Cody went to the hospital with Randy. That's only going to incense Kevin Owens even more.
Yeah. Came back for the Dark Man event, but yes, went to the hospital with Randy. Because he's a true champion. Just kidding, guys.
Unlike Hakeem.
Well, Hakeem never is going to win a champion. All right. Gunther will address his match against maybe a Priest, which we don't know when it's going to happen, by the way.
Yeah.
Still not announced for any time, which I think they're going to do it before Survivor Series. I really do. Because I think we're going to get Punk and Gunther at Survivor Series.
That would be nice. We've got 19 days to build it.
You got plenty of time to build it. What are you talking about? You could build it in a week. You could build it on the go-home show. Gunther beats Priest, Punk's music hits, and he says Survivor Series. People are going to buy that. They would.
Yeah.
Yeah. Women's tag team titles are on the line. Liv and Raquel take on Jade and Bianca. I really hope Jade and Bianca win and we just move on.
Yeah,
personally,
we saw what happened the last time the women's tag titles got mixed up with the singles world title.
Yeah, you have a challenger for the
AEW.
You have a challenger for the world title in EO. Play that story. I don't need this one. And then Bronson Reed will be live. That's what they have announced. And then the New Day celebration. So
throughout the night.
Oh man, are you ready?
No, I'm not. No.
You gonna cry?
Maybe. You saw how I blubbered when Cena announced his retirement tour.
Boy, did I. Boy, did I. It's okay though.
No,
Super Cena fan. That's fine.
Yeah, I am. Anything else for the good of the order?
No, I think that's it. Watch wrestling. Have fun. Tell one person about this podcast. Wow, that's Eagles fans. I was so pissed in that first half. So pissed. And then the second half, I'm good. That's what the Eagles do. They
Good.
beat bad teams by multiple scores.
And we blow second half leads. Anyway, that's going to do it for us tonight. Like, share, subscribe, follow us at Junkies Pod. This week, Sensei Aaron Wade and his protege Colin will be joining the show. I believe that's this Thursday. Like, share, subscribe, tell one person. Trivia Tuesday is out tomorrow. Check out our social medias for that question. Remember, enter for your chance to win a $20 gift card to Gorilla Press Apparel. Also make sure to use promo code WJP 2024 at checkout for 25% off of your order, not to be combined with the prize there. But that is going to
You don't get to do all that. No.
Yeah, no.
Read the rules.
The rules are posted on our X page. Everybody, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We will be back tomorrow at 6:30 Eastern. Podcast Dad. Always good to see you, and enjoy the night. For the podcast, Dad, Mr. Cincinnati, it's been the Wrestling Junkies podcast. See you tomorrow.